Namaskar and welcome. Today, we're going to dive into a philosophy that's not just a set of beliefs. Oh no, it's presented as a revolutionary guide for every single aspect of life. We're talking about a radical, total transformation. Okay, let's get into it.
Right from the very beginning, the message is crystal clear. This is not about making small tweaks here and there. Ananda Marga is framed as a call for a complete and total overhaul of our inner world, our society, and even our economy. A real break from the way things are normally done.
At the very heart of this revolution is a question we've all asked ourselves. We're all chasing happiness, right? We think we'll find it in wealth or power or status. But think about it. Does getting finite things ever really satisfy what the text calls our infinite hunger? It seems like the more we get, the more we want. It's a never-ending quest.
So, if all those worldly things can't bring us lasting happiness, then what can? Well, this leads us straight to a core concept called Dharma, which this philosophy says is the one fundamental thing that really separates us humans from all other beings.
What's so fascinating about this definition of Dharma is that it's not about religion in the way we usually think of it. It's described as our natural, built-in drive for something limitless, something infinite. And the argument is pretty simple. Only the search for the infinite can truly satisfy our infinite longing for happiness. Makes sense, right?
So the big question is, how do you even begin a quest like that? A quest for the infinite? Well, the philosophy lays out a really practical starting point, a set of moral principles that become the bedrock, the foundation for the entire spiritual journey.
And that foundation is called yama sadhana. Now, the crucial point here is that morality isn't the final destination. It's the launch pad. It's all about creating that mental harmony, that inner balance you need to even begin to practice something deeper. Because without that balance, any progress you make can just slip away.
And here they are, the 5 principles of Yama. These are the practical, day-to-day guides for how we act in the world. They really build a complete moral foundation, covering everything from non-harm and beneficial truthfulness, all the way to our relationship with the things we own and even with the cosmos itself. We're going to take a closer look at a couple of these because their interpretations are really profound.
This one is such an important clarification. So many people think ahimsa means being totally passive, just letting things happen. But here, it's defined as not intending to cause harm. And this is key. That means using force to defend yourself or to protect others from someone who's attacking them. That's not seen as violence. It's described as valor. It's a duty.
And here's another big one that often gets misunderstood. Brahmacharya is so often boiled down to just a physical act of celibacy, but its true meaning, as described here, is so much bigger. It's about a state of cosmic consciousness, about seeing the supreme in everything and everyone. It's a mental and spiritual way of being, not just a physical restraint.
But okay, this revolution isn't just about what's happening inside you. The philosophy makes it clear that this personal transformation has to go hand in hand with an external one, a complete rethinking of how society is structured.
So, the idea here is that history moves in this cycle where power keeps shifting from one group to another. First you have the warriors, the people of action. Then come the intellectuals. They're followed by the capitalists, who control the wealth. And finally, the laborers rise up. Each class has its time in the sun, serves a purpose, and then gets replaced.
But the ultimate goal isn't just to keep this cycle going, replacing one ruling class with the next. Oh no, the aim is way more radical than that. It's to break the cycle completely and create a society that is truly classless, where no single group gets to dominate everyone else.
And the guiding principle for this vision is samgachidvam. It's this beautiful idea that means, let us move together in rhythm. The vision is for a society that moves forward as one, in perfect unison. Everyone is encouraged to develop the best qualities of all the classes, the courage of the warrior, the sharp mind of the scholar, so that we all advance together as one big integrated family.
So you might be asking, how do you actually achieve a classless society in the real world? Well, the philosophy proposes a very specific socio-economic model to do just that. It's called Prout, and it's designed to solve our material problems so we can focus on spiritual progress.
Okay, to really get what Prout is about, we have to understand this distinction. First, there's artha. That's temporary relief from problems, usually through things like money for food. It takes care of our immediate finite needs. But then there's paramarsa.
That's the big one. That's permanent, spiritual liberation from all suffering. And the argument is, you really can't get to the second one if you're constantly stuck struggling with the first.
And here's what Prout is all about. In a nutshell, the whole idea is to build a society that starts by guaranteeing the basics: food, shelter, clothing, education, healthcare for everybody. Period. It pushes for the smart, rational use of all our planet's resources, not for individual profit, but for the welfare of everyone. The endgame? To get rid of all that physical suffering that holds people back, freeing us all to pursue higher mental and spiritual goals.
And this is where it all comes full circle. We're connecting that personal, spiritual journey and this new social structure all the way back to the ultimate cosmic goal.
So it all comes down to balance, doesn't it? True progress for humanity means we have to develop harmoniously across all three of these areas. If you neglect the physical for the spiritual, or the other way around, you end up with an unstable, incomplete society. They all have to grow together.
Ultimately, this whole journey, whether it's for us as individuals or for us as a collective, it's guided by what the text calls the attraction of the great. It's this beautiful idea of a cosmic pull, a universal love that connects every single one of us to the Supreme and gently guides us all back to where we came from.
And that really leaves us with a pretty profound question to think about in our own lives, doesn't it? How do we navigate this path? How do you balance your own personal inner search for meaning with your responsibility to help build a better, fairer world for everyone else?
And we're going to end on this incredibly powerful thought. It's a reminder of the amazing creative power of our own minds. The revolution, whether it's personal or social, it starts with a thought. As you think, so you become. Thanks for exploring this with me today.